Victory in the Korean War, K-pop, dramas, movies. Behind all this glory, he was there. In June 1950, top-secret documents were being exchanged urgently, and signs of war were appearing. The 38th parallel was already divided into red and blue, and beyond that line, war clouds were rising thickly. June 25, 1950. At dawn, countless troops and firepower began to surge toward the defenseless south. But they did not simply retreat. They resisted desperately with poor equipment. The enemy's invasion speed was slowed down by the bombing of the Han River Bridge as a last resort. The red wave came down without stopping, and the capital city of Seoul collapsed very quickly. Even during the retreat, they faced the desperate situation with guerrilla-style resistance, armed only with makeshift firebombs and rifles. The retreat continued. Only Ulsan and Busan remained. The ROK and Allied forces were cornered. However, their tenacious resistance was endless. A fierce counterattack began, day and night. The last bastion, the Nakdong River front. They fought with all their might against the enemies crossing the river, refusing to yield an inch. War demands difficult situations not only for soldiers but also for civilians. A fierce battle unfolded along the river. A decisive battle that would determine the fate of the Korean peninsula ensued. The operation everyone thought impossible. Thanks to the efforts of the Kilo unit, the Incheon landing operation was launched. Amidst a fierce artillery barrage, the Allied forces cut through the rough seas and landed. Will the tide of war turn? This was a large-scale counterattack that resulted from the Incheon landing operation of hope. Tanks and artillery led the charge, advancing fiercely. It was a desperate northward advance to reclaim lost territory. The reclaimed capital, Seoul. Even amidst the ruins, the Taegukgi, Korean flag, fluttered once again, signaling the hope of freedom. With the continued advance northward, the dream of unification seemed within reach. Bombs rained down from the sky, and artillery shells decimated the enemy on the ground. This operation facilitated the Allied advance. Civilians hiding under the bombing welcomed the Allied forces with open arms. The front line kept pushing forward. But the tide of the war turned again with the intervention of an overwhelming number of Chinese troops. With the Chinese army entering the war, the Allied forces had to fight fiercely again. The North Korean army began to advance southward again, and the Allied forces suffered endless suffering as they continued to retreat. In the face of bitter cold and hunger, countless Allied troops and refugees continued their desperate southward march. At Hungnam Pier in a blizzard, countless people boarded ships in search of last hope. Just before the armistice, a bloody war erupted to seize every inch of land. Fierce battles raged on nameless hills like White Horse Hill. It was as if time had stopped. A long, long silence descended, leaving an unforgettable scar.
비친 강물 위로 흘러간 내 눈물의 사연 바람에 실려간 저 달빛 아래 흔들리는 그림자 멀리서 들리는 슬픈 파도 소리
바람이 묻는다 어디로 가느냐 난 대답하지 않아 그
하늘에 빛나는 그림자 끝없이 뛰는 심장과 박자 누가 나 막아 아무도 못해 이곳은 나의 무대 내 맘대로 할래 거짓말 가득한 세상 속에 진실은 어디에 숨었나 손을 뻗어잡아 Yeah 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 뭔가 햇살이 내 머리 위에 번쩍 발끝까지 반짝반짝 설렘이 번져 친구들 속에서도 널 찾
어둠 속에서 빛나는 별 숨막히는 순간 난 더 높이 날아 세상이 멈춰도 첫눈에 반해서 너를 봤을 때 내 심장은 뛰어나도 놀랐어 어쩜 이렇게 빛이 날까 어쩜 창가에 내린 빗물처럼 조용히 스며든 너의 말
여기저기 번쩍번쩍 빛나는 도시의 반짝임 속 멈출 수 없는 이 기분 속으로 다들 와 Yeah Yeah 거울 속에 날 봐 나는 나야 흔들리지 않아 내 길 간다 발밑에 불꽃 다 태워버려 이 길은 내 거야 누구도 못 막아 Yeah 햇살이 춤추는 오후의 리듬 yeah. 유리창 반사된 무지개 빛만 yeah. 거리에 퍼지는 신나는 흐름 오늘은 멈출 수
화려한 조명 아래 무대 위에 왕관 스텝 밟아 터트려 심장 속에 폭탄 경계를 넘어서 울려 퍼진 베이스 내 발걸음마다 흔들리는 시간은 멈춘 듯 빛나고 우리만의 세상이 열리고 반짝이는 우리 모든 게 가능해 보여 반짝이는 우리 꿈을 잡아 날아올라 우리는 빛이 돼
In 1956, Korea's first drama, Heaven's Gate, was released to the world. In the rough city night, justice relentlessly pursues its shadow. Ultimately, those who stand before the bar of justice. And so begins the end of this night. In the palace living room, the king and queen discuss their fate. A moment where the weight of power and responsibility flows quietly. A cabbage patch filled with each other's warmth even amidst hard labor. The story of life rooted in this land, our country diary, continues today. Despite harsh winds and harsh trials, she persevered. Her deepened eyes held immense pain, yet at the same time, a firm resolve, unwavering in the face of any hardship, blossomed within. Trapped on Wawato Island, Lee Song-ji makes a righteous choice amidst the torrential rain. Retreat. The only choice that could change history. It was an unstoppable prelude to a new era. The hell of war, the Daebo jungle. The only reason to survive was each other. A desperate struggle for survival, and the prelude to a tragic fate that blossomed within. A man whose dreams were born from the sweat of the coal mine and the sweat of boxing gloves. A name from his youth, a man driven by a fiery heart and a single principle of loyalty. Kim Song-hyun, his life was a passionate heart that stood up to the harsh times. 1996, a night of desire and violence. In the darkness, a man's lonely fight begins, risking everything. His unwavering determination, his one and only dream. In a labyrinth where countless doctors wandered, he instantly grasped the essence of the disease. With profound insight and the resolve of a righteous man who transcended limitations, that single word opened a new horizon for medicine. A battle between two women for the glory of the highest court lady. A master's wisdom and a disciple's burning passion are encapsulated in a single bowl. The story of a great master and disciple who shared a soul that went beyond mere cooking. There's no such thing as an invincible fist. But for him, standing on the edge of a cliff, there was no room to retreat. His body was covered in wounds, as if he'd been trapped, but his heart burned like a flame. At the moment of life or death, when darkness threatened to engulf the king, the sealed guardian deity of the Jushin, the azure dragon, finally awoke. Beneath its blue radiance, history saw a new oath: the king of the Jushin would never fall. That small kindness became a quiet promise, binding her heart forever. On a stormy night, blades flash, slicing fate apart. In this life or death clash, there's only one thing to protect: your convictions and the courage to stand firm. In this cold winter, when everyone has given up, a small hope blooms in the drops of sweat. Hope for tomorrow. You can't let your guard down for even a moment here. A life or death game has begun, and everyone is fighting for survival. In the emergency room, the clock ticks faster and faster. In a situation where you can't see even an inch ahead, a fight for your life begins. A gunshot rang out, and one man fell, but his last breath cried out for freedom. 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 Forever. Under my husband's shadow, I finally saw the world as I shed the label of wife and mother. Surrendering to the taboo of dance, I felt a forgotten part of myself soar freely. Love came and went so vainly. Facing the shackles of fate, unable to hold on, I simply bid farewell. Where is that train, carrying the excitement and hope of my youth, going? The moment the pachinko balls rained down, Hyunga's smile seemed to hold the world. But that jackpot wasn't the end of happiness, but the beginning of betrayal. If I pass the train station and follow the country road, will I be able to reach the sea route? The sound of drums and drums echoing across the barley fields. It wasn't just art, it was a trace of a life lived. A gunshot shatters the silence of the city center. A man's choices, torn between duty and emotion, begin. On the pitch-black mudflats, even in their agony, they refused to give up. Swords in hand, they charged at each other, a true battle transcending human weaponry. In the darkness of the Han River, a gigantic nightmare shattered the silence. Red eyes gazed into the city center, and the once peaceful night was instantly filled with screams. Now, no one was safe. Two doors. One is law, one is blood. Today, he opens his new world. 1592, off the coast of Hansan. Yi Sun-sin transformed the sea into a military strategy. The crane wing formation, it wasn't just a formation, it was Joseon's will. They came to catch criminals, but ended up running the town's most popular chicken restaurant. Sometimes, missions take a delicious turn. Even in the underground darkness, cut off from the world, life breathes. Poverty is not a sin, but its weight crushes families. Yet, relying on each other, we dream of a better tomorrow. In the darkness, a single flash consumed everything. That flame etched the weight we must bear, the price we must never forget. Now, all that remains is, moving forward. On a Seoul night, enveloped in darkness, on a bridge where all is silent, the cry of a lone military policeman becomes the final barrier before a vast ambition. Pause, the courage not to kneel, that is the power that preserves history. There were no rules, no mercy. Only madness and destruction shone in his eyes. Once aimed, the blade never stopped. This is the world of K-pop, a dream stage unfolding amidst cheers. But in the shadows of the night, a dark presence slowly reveals itself. The ordinary microphone has now become a shining weapon that will protect the world, and the ultimate killing part, the prelude to Demon Hunter, begins now. Today, I'm making kimbap. The day begins with my hands neatly preparing the ingredients. Blanch the spinach and lightly sauté the carrots. This brings out the flavors of each ingredient. A spoonful of sesame oil and a pinch of salt on warm rice. This creates the warmth of kimbap. Spread the rice evenly over the seaweed. Adjust the pressure with your fingers to avoid breaking the seaweed. Layer the colorful ingredients one by one. The harmony determines the taste of the kimbap. Now roll it carefully. The warmth of your fingertips seeps into the kimbap. The kimbap is done. A single line of sincerity warms today's table. Now, it's time for the essence of K-food, pork belly. Carefully place thick slices of pork belly on the hot grill. The pork belly is sizzling deliciously on the grill, full of juices and crispy on the outside. It creates a perfect harmony. Cut the well-cooked pork belly into bite-sized pieces. Each snip of the scissors releases a savory aroma that tickles the nose. Prepare fresh wrapping vegetables and a variety of side dishes. Lettuce, perilla leaves, green onion salad, garlic, and savory samjang. Place a piece of perfectly grilled pork belly on top of the lettuce, and add garlic dipped in samjang and spicy green onion salad. Finally, it's time to taste this. Take a big bite of the carefully made wrap. The moment you chew, the juices burst. This is the charm of K-pork belly that everyone loves. Enjoy it with friends and family after a tiring day. Now, let's start by putting warm rice, the hearty base of K-food bibimbap, into a bowl. Along with fresh colorful vegetables and savory meat. Now, let's carefully place the colorful vegetables, the highlight of bibimbap, on top of the rice. The joy of tasting with your eyes first. The savory stir-fried seasoned meat and the nutrient-rich fried egg enhance the flavor of the bibimbap. The finishing touch of bibimbap. Generously add spicy sweet gochujang and drizzle sesame oil, which is the epitome of nuttiness, around it. Now it's time for all the ingredients to come together. Use chopsticks and a spoon to mix the rice, vegetables, and gochujang thoroughly. Finally, the long-awaited bite. Take a generous scoop of well-mixed bibimbap and fill your mouth. The enchanting beginning of bulgogi. Thinly sliced beef is marinated in a special sauce. Now, it's time to mix the meat and seasoning together. Prepare the vegetables that will add crunch and variety to the bulgogi. Slice the onion, mushrooms, carrots, and green onions into bite-sized pieces. Place the marinated meat and vegetables together on a heated pan. Bulgogi is indeed the perfect match with warm white rice. Place the bulgogi on top of freshly cooked, sticky, and fluffy rice. Scoop up the savory bulgogi with your chopsticks and fill your mouth. It's time to savor happiness. Everyone loves bulgogi. Gather around the table with family and friends to create memories. The start of kimchi is, of course, fresh napa cabbage. Prepare large pieces of cabbage and soak them in salted water. The secret to the spicy sweet refreshing taste lies in the kimchi seasoning ingredients. From fine red pepper powder to garlic, ginger, sweet rice paste, mustard greens, and shredded radish. It's a magical moment when countless ingredients come together. Put all the seasoning ingredients into a large bowl and mix them vigorously. The well-salted cabbage is now rinsed thoroughly with cool water. This is an important process to maintain its crunchiness. The highlight of kimchi. Carefully spread the prepared seasoning between the well-salted cabbage leaves. The seasoned kimchi is now packed into a storage container. The pride of seeing a tightly filled kimchi jar is unmatched. A piece of well-fermented kimchi on warm rice. Its crunchy texture and tangy, spicy flavor really whet the appetite. A spicy and sweet temptation. Preparing the ingredients to make the king of K-snacks, tteokbokki, rice cakes, fish cakes, cabbage, and green onions. It's time to make the seasoning sauce. Add gochujang, gochugaru, sugar, soy sauce, and minced garlic, and mix it with the broth. Now, let's prepare the stage for the ingredients to blend deliciously. It's time to drop the main ingredients into the boiling broth. Add the rice cakes and soft fish cakes. Now, generously add the special seasoning sauce and vegetables we made earlier. All the ingredients come together and bubble up deliciously. Finally completed tteokbokki. Just like the taste from street food stalls, it's fantastic. The beginning of crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside K-chicken. Season fresh chicken with salt and pepper to enhance the natural flavor of the meat, and it's ready. It's time to coat the chicken with the batter that will ensure its crispiness. To achieve a crunchy texture, mix cold water with the special frying powder to make the batter. With a sizzling sound, the chicken goes into the hot oil. The chicken transforms into a golden color and gets fried to a crispy perfection. The signature of seasoned fried chicken. It's time to mix the spicy sweet special seasoning sauce made with gochujang, soy sauce, garlic, sugar, and various secret ingredients. Freshly fried crispy chicken is coated with a magical seasoning. Sprinkle some savory nuts or parsley powder on top of the red, shiny seasoned chicken. The fantastic K-chicken, seasoned fried chicken. You can't have it without a cold beer to complement its crispy and sweet spicy flavor, right? First, prepare the main ingredients, soft tofu, clams, and fresh vegetables like zucchini, onion, and green onion. Mix fine red pepper powder, minced garlic, and sesame oil to create a special seasoning sauce that will give it a deep and spicy flavor. In a heated earthenware pot or pan, add some oil and sauté chopped green onions and garlic to release their aroma. Pour a savory broth over the deliciously sautéed ingredients. Cut the soft tofu into large chunks and add it in, along with the prepared vegetables like zucchini and onion. When the stew is nearly done, gently crack an egg on top, and finally, generously sprinkle sliced green onions. A hot bowl of soft tofu stew just out of the pot. It's really great when you scoop it over freshly cooked rice and mix it all together. Restorative K-food, the beginning of samjitang. We carefully prepare glutinous rice, ginseng, jujubes, garlic, and more. The prepared nourishing ingredients are filled inside the young chicken's belly. Place the well-filled young chicken in a pot and pour in enough water to cover it. Once the young chicken starts to boil, add extra ginseng, astragalus, and other medicinal herbs, and let it simmer thoroughly. The carefully simmered samjitang is then transferred to a stone pot for serving. Finish by sprinkling chopped green onions and fragrant pine nuts on top of the freshly made samjitang. Fill up with K-samjitang and stay strong. A nourishing dish that warms you up in the heat and cools you down in the cold. Cut the well-fermented kimchi into bite-sized pieces and prepare fresh ingredients like pork, tofu, onion, and green onions. The secret to the deep flavor of kimchi stew. First, put pork in a pot and sauté it until it's nicely browned. Then, add the well-fermented kimchi and stir-fry together for an explosion of tangy and nutty aromas. Pour the broth generously over the stir-fried ingredients. Rice water or kelp broth enhances the flavor even more. Once the stew starts to boil, add in the soft tofu and crunchy green onions. The red broth delivers a deep and rich flavor, perfectly harmonizing with the soft tofu, well-fermented kimchi, and savory meat. A ladle of kimchi stew over a bowl of freshly cooked warm rice. It's the power of K-soul food that melts even the coldest hearts.